Hey guys, it's Sam, and today we're going to talk about spring eyeshadow. So every year I do this video on eyeshadow palettes that I recommend for the springtime, and you can shop your stash. You might already have some of these, or you might pick them up if you feel the desire to. If you are new to my channel and you like these kind of videos, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I come up with them for almost every season of the year, and yeah, let's get started. Typically when I think of spring, I think of fun pastels, bright colors, the colors of flowers, and I usually pull a lot of palettes that are distinctly springtime. Maybe they released in the springtime, but this year I feel like the trends are not so much pastels or bright neons. Not that we're not going to see any of those, because I do think they are part of the makeup community. They're just like a smaller niche that are following into that. And I do feel like what we're going to see this year and what people are going to be drawn to are the neutrals. Just like last year, we're gonna pull all the neutral shades from last year and go into 2023 looking like Stepford wives. We're all gonna want the brown crease and the soft look and the minimal makeup kind of vibe. So I picked palettes that I think are suited for spring but kind of have that vibe. Now I didn't leave the colorful eyeshadow girls out completely. I do have a couple palettes in here that I do think you might like if you like color, because I love color. Not every day, as you can see, I'm not wearing anything aesthetically bright today, but I do sometimes wear colorful makeup, and you can see that if you subscribe to my channel. I have tons of videos like that. Let's get into it. So the first one, and I'm not going in any particular order, just kind of how they're stacked up on my lap right now, and how they're stacked is how they're balanced. So there's really no particular order here. So the first one is this tiny little Undone Beauty quad, curated quad, and this one is in Outfit Optional. And it looks very subdued and subtle, and I picked that specifically because I do think, again, we're gonna see a lot of more natural looks this year, but I feel like this has like a really pretty soft pink, a soft champagne, and those kind of lean a little bit more to spring. I feel like you want something with a little bit more sparkle to it, but also still soft. So I feel like this little quad is beautiful. Obviously that pink barely shows up on my complexion, but if you're of a lighter complexion, it'll be beautiful. It still works on me as more of like a lid shade, and I feel like a lot of people are leaning towards like matte looks too. That is a beautiful lid shade with something a little darker on the outer corner. I think that's a cute quad for this time of year. I also picked the Huda Nudes in medium, and this has more color than that Undone Beauty and a little bit more variety. So you have a lot of mid-tone shades. You have some really stunning metallics. I mean, look at that. There are those rosy, very wearable shades, but you got sparkle in here. The mattes are incredible, and it's a curated little 9 pan, which is really convenient. So I definitely think that this is a great option for the springtime. Then something that kind of follows along the same lines, that's a little bit more affordable even than Huda, is the ColourPop by the Rosé palette. This is a palette I haven't really used too much, but it does have that similar tones, and this one leans a little bit lighter, a little bit softer with these like more light tones overall. You could wear those as like one and done shadows, but if you do like something a little deeper, or you can go into the crease with some of the mattes, I think this is a really good option. We saw a lot of these rose tone palettes last year, and I have a feeling we're probably going to see some more of them this year, and we don't need to buy the new ones if we already have some of these older ones. This is another palette that I think is still available. I'm pretty sure it's the BH Cosmetics Los Angeles palette, but many of us already have this because BH Cosmetics was a huge hit when this came out, and this is probably my second favorite pastel palette of all time. It's really, really stunning. There's 3 pastel palettes in here. My top 3 are in this stack. So if you like colorful pastels, I got some here for you. And this is really, really amazing quality, and the color story is just stunning. Then we have something a little brighter. You like more pops of color, this is definitely going to be for you. This was not widely popularized when it released. It's the Beauty Bay Techni Days palette, and this is just a really simple 8-pan palette, bright colors, really beautiful for springtime. You can ease it into summer, but I really feel like that it screams springtime, and I really love it. And I think it's a great companion for the next palette, which is my favorite pastel palette of all time. It's the Beauty Bay pastel palette. This is so pretty, and on my complexion shows up so nicely without looking chalky, without having to build it up forever in a day. It actually works, and I feel like these two together for spring, yeah, that's a vibe. That's a vibe. My daughter would be cringing right now if she heard me saying that, but it's a vibe. The next palette that I want to talk about is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette. This was not my favorite palette because I do wish that it would have a little bit more depth to it, but overall this is a great palette for springtime. It has this really gorgeous periwinkle shade here, but it also has lots of neutrals in there if you're not into bright colors. But if you are a neutral lover and you want to dip your toe into some brightness, this is a beautiful shade to kind of just lay all over the lid and wear as a, you know, one and done eyeshadow for the springtime. Also, the quality is really good. The packaging is sleek and beautiful. Really like this palette a lot. Another ABH palette is the Norvina palette. This is a classic, an oldie but a goodie. Let me take the brush out of this one, and this is what she looks like. I pull this out every springtime and create my little purple looks with this. It has a pink in here, it has neutrals, it goes light to deep. It's really kind of a perfect hit for the springtime. I still really like this packaging, although I know a lot of people hate it because it gets dirty, but I've managed to keep mine pretty nice. Yeah, I think this is a really good option. This next palette is my last pastel palette, and again, it's in the top 3. This is the Glam Light Ice Cream palette, and not only is the packaging adorable, but the shadows inside are stunning, and you get a buttload of them. So if you don't like to have a lot of eyeshadow, you just want to have a couple palettes that do everything for you, I feel like this kind of does it all. It has neutrals in here, it has beautiful color in here, and it has pastels, so you can make this work for all of spring, all of summer, and you can dip into the falls a little bit, and it's really, really pretty. And I mean, come on, look at this. And then the last one is for the bougie girls out there, the girls who want to buy that fancy, they're into luxury makeup, and it is the Pat McGrath Utopian Dream palette. I'm going to pull it out of this box, and if you have it, you know what I mean. With Pat McGrath, these palettes are luxurious, and inside she does not disappoint with the color story of this palette. It screams springtime. This is one of these shades like the Charlotte Tilbury just came out with in her Pop Shop. This beautiful like dually chrome pink to purple shade. Well, Pat McGrath gives it to you in this palette with all these other beautiful peachy shades with the nudes. You have something for everything. This right here is multi-chrome. Absolutely stunning. Like, so I definitely recommend you getting your hands on this one, or if you already have it, girl, pull it out. I know I am. And that is it for this video. I really wanted to keep it pretty low as far as like how many palettes I'm recommending, because I do know that sometimes in the past I've been a little overwhelming with the spring recommendations. And if you're interested in ones that I've recommended in the past, I will be sure to link those past videos down below, because there might be a couple repeats, but I do know that I made sure that last year and the year before didn't have any overlaps. So I will link those down below if you need more inspiration of stuff that you might already have, if you're more into the shop my stash kind of situation, which I think right now most of us are feeling. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and if you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And until next time, love you guys. Bye. You know what? Let me just get a little thumbnail.